punishment. So he began a dedicated and downright insane workout regime. Some of the workouts he did included running around his school's dirt track, dragging a tire, or maybe trying to outrun trains. But what he did while watching TV was the craziest part. He said that during commercial breaks, he decided that he would do push-ups and sit-ups. At first, he couldn't even do a push-up, but he worked his way up to where he could do 25 a night, then 50, then 100. He increased his reps until he was doing 2,000 push-ups and 2,000 sit-ups a day. I know you're thinking, yeah, right. There's no way that some kid just randomly started doing that many push-ups and sit-ups every day. Well, over one summer, going into 9th grade, he went from the chubby, clumsy, timid kid to one of the fastest and strongest kids in the state of Georgia. Herschel would go on to be dominant as a high school athlete. Not only did he rush for over 3,000 yards his senior year, helping his team win state, but in track and field, he was the Georgia state champion in the 100, 200, the 4x4 relay, and the shot put. Yeah, the best thrower in the state is also the fastest dude in the state. That's borderline impossible. He would go on to the University of Georgia, where he became arguably the most dominant SEC player ever.
I've heard of TireRack.com, but how's their selection?
We have so many tires!
What about shipping and installation?
We shipped over 7,000 independent recommended installers.
This is an amazing idea.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. After being told that he should have won the Heisman as a freshman and sophomore, he finally won it his junior year, amassing over 5,000 rushing yards and over 50 total touchdowns in his 3-year career. Herschel was a 2-time All-American as a collegiate sprinter. He did eventually make the Olympics. Well, not in sprints, but in bobsledding of all things. That was years down the road, though. Going back to after his junior year at Georgia, Herschel made the decision to turn pro.
Now the men's 60-yard dash. The world and American record is 6.04, held by Stanley Floyd, who is in lane 1. He has won here the last 2 years, but he will be challenged by a pair of football players. Ron Brown of Arizona State, also the defending national champion in this event, and the Heisman Trophy winner, Herschel Walker, in lane 5 from the University of Georgia. Herschel's 6'1", 220 pounds. His hands behind the line, Frank.
The only thing I can think of is that Herschel's a little superstitious, because if he wanted to, he could simply move his blocks forward and be in the same position.
It is a fair start. It is Herschel Walker and Ron Brown. It is Brown. It is Walker. It is Ron Brown. Running away from Herschel Walker is Stanley Floyd, 2-time defending champion, got lost in the back.
How about your shoulder? I know that's been bothering you. Has it hampered you getting ready for this track season?
Well, it's been sore a great deal. It's got a lot of soreness in it, but I've been trying to get myself ready because I realized that was a big step if you're planning on making the Olympics, and that was a big step if you're planning on beating these guys.
The United States Football League was ready to start its first season. Herschel Walker would end up becoming one of the first major stars that they acquired. He's one of the main reasons that Donald Trump ended up buying the New Jersey Generals. In the 3 years that the league existed, Herschel would easily run for the most yards, including over 2,400 in 1985. After the USFL dissolved, the Dallas Cowboys had acquired the rights to Herschel Walker. To this point, he had already achieved legendary status as a college and USFL player. So, as his NFL career would go on for another 12 years, many people felt like he didn't live up to the hype. He played 3 years in Dallas before they ended up trading him to Minnesota in what became known as the most lopsided trade in NFL history. The Vikings gave up 5 players, 3 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. in exchange for Herschel Walker and some throwaway picks. This move helped build the Cowboys' dynasty with getting guys like Emmitt Smith and Darren Woodson, while the Vikings would underutilize Herschel Walker for 3 years and then he left. It's weird because Minnesota gave up so much to get him, yet they didn't make him the focal point of their offense. After the Vikings, he did end up bouncing back with the Eagles. Oh, plus in 1992, that was the year that he was on the U.S. Olympic bobsled team. They actually did really well, placing in the top 8. By the end of his football career, Herschel had become sort of a journeyman, and after 12 years in the NFL, he finished in the top 10 all-time in all-purpose yards while playing 7 different positions. He only ran for over 1,000 yards twice in his NFL career, and I think that's part of the reason why some people never feel like he lived up to the hype. But look at it this way. He played 3 dominant seasons in the USFL, and when you add his numbers together from both leagues, it's just absurd. Plus, Dallas ran him into the ground his third year in the NFL. At this point, that would have been 6 pro football seasons. Most running backs go on the decline anyway. Herschel nearly played another decade after that. That's a guy like him, who's more of a bruising type of player. After his football days, Herschel had nothing to channel his anger that he had since he was a teenager. So he did crazy things like playing Russian roulette.
I mean, I talk about the Russian roulette. People say you're trying to kill yourself. No, that's not. No, because that's against what I believe in. I said, what it was is if you came to my house and said you want to challenge me in something, and you know, everybody always want to challenge me. Everybody want to challenge me. It's like, why? And I say, okay, then if you want to challenge me, you're tough enough. Let me see you pull this here. Pull this trigger here. Put a bullet in and spin it. People go, you're crazy. I would take it and put it to my head and snap it.
He also stuck to
Whiskey Monday. Whiskey Monday. So fucking annoying. Need help, brother? Already 999. The helper. Come on, I need like a shotty or something. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Give me a shotty or something. Come on, brother. Pick up this wood. I'll drop off over here. Challenge games. And oh, just barely missed it. What the hell, brother? Oh, what the hell, brother? I've seen no one this entire game. My character. On. Bro, I'm in playgrounds. Bro. Let's say that funny though. That's not just annoying. Okay. I think I'm gonna play some VR, guys. Don't be racist, be like PewDiePie, say the N-word. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to PewDiePie, everyone's favorite channel. Your family's channel. Don't say it. Neighbor, what is wrong with it? And let's have some fun, because that's what we do here. Fun. Or your, don't say it. Neighbor, what is wrong with me? Today we're reviewing Comedy Cemetery.
Oh, you're a nigger.
That's right. That's where jokes go to die.